Thanks so much for joining us for 9 on the Positive Side this weekend. I'm Courtney Courtwright. This week, Elvis fans are celebrating what would have been the king of rock and roll's 89th birthday. Chad Tucker introduces us to a new generation of fans, keeping the king's memory and music alive.
How many Elvis fans we got in the building?
The king may be gone, but Taylor Vaden is keeping his music alive and his mood.
With Elvis, it's strictly a tribute, and his whole career is what got me into music for sure.
Vaden's tributes sell out, like on this night at the Palmetto Theater in Walnut Cove.
How we doing, Walnut Cove?
I just like to entertain people, and that's really what started the whole Elvis thing. Is just I like people having fun.
When he got into Elvis's gospel music, that really just kind of opened up the door.
He's been getting ready for this since he was in the 2nd grade.
We all went in together and bought his first Elvis jumpsuit, had it made, and
This is the record that got me hooked. Yeah, takes me back to my grandpa. Yeah.
and the whole family would sit in the living room, and he would come out as Elvis doing different songs, and we would just all sit there for hours.
That was my world for a long time. And then as I got older, it wasn't cool. You know, I had so many people, they picked on me for being the Elvis guy. So I was kind of like, I'm just going to put this away for a while.
But his senior year talent show.
Well, a few people found out and they said
he was back.
And I had some people talk me into it. So I went and got a jumpsuit made and I did the high school talent show. And so that's when it started back.
His love of Elvis brought a lot of good to his life. He met his wife, an Elvis fan herself.
You know, my wife, obviously, Leanne, is just wrapped up with it too.
And found his own voice.
Well, I woke up this morning.
Music has a way of connecting us all. And Taylor Vaden is proving it's timeless.
I don't know, I hope he'd like it. I hope he'd be flattered by it, but also see that it's a respect thing.
In Walnut Cove.
That's what it is for me.
North Carolina.
I never wanted to be cheesy. I never wanted to be corny or anything like that.
I'm Chad Tucker.
It's strictly a tribute.
Thank you very much.
An 11-year-old from New York is adding published author to her list of accomplishments. Charlotte Yankowski entered the Young Writer Short Story Contest in October. She says her favorite part about writing is that you can be creative with it. She says she was shocked when she heard she won.
Didn't expect it because, I just did it for fun. I felt like really happy and proud of myself.
Super proud. I was very excited to see that she was one of the winners.
Charlotte is encouraging other students to push themselves out of their comfort zones and even join a competition themselves. Maybe that'll be a New Year's resolution for some young children out there. A North Carolina man is getting national recognition. He's on Forbes' list of 30 under 30 for a business he started in his dorm room. It's now set to make around $50 million this year. Derek Dillinger spoke with him about his journey.
At this warehouse in Belmont, you'll see just about a little bit of everything. What's here is overstock items, items returned, items not sold, all of it from various retailers and all of it in the hands of Zapp's Wholesale. It's a name you may not be familiar with, but the success they've been able to make is something that is now getting a lot of attention.
Zapp's Wholesale started out of my college dorm, quickly grew into me dropping out of college, moving to Charlotte. Saw the opportunity here.
Anthony Zappatelli's story is a little more than that. Started out by selling some items past their best buy date at a local flea market, and he realized if that sold well, other things might too. That's grown into this. Warehouses like the one here in Belmont, as well as in Shelby and in Ohio, and being on track to make $50 million this year, buying that extra stock and reselling it, something that, thanks to the boom in online retail, is now extremely lucrative.
It's a lot of product, and they need help getting it out of the landfills and into other people's hands.
As Zappatelli was telling us, liquidation is big business, and it really has been for decades. But since the pandemic, he says his business has gone up around 300%, which explains some of what we see here at the warehouse, but it also explains how he got into Forbes.
For Forbes 30 Under 30 for 2024, he was named one of those 30 in the retail and e-commerce sector. And yes, he is under 30 years old, 29 to be exact.
I had a couple people in our organization nominate me, and They saw the article. They saw I wrote up a pretty nice summary of what we do here, and caught somebody's attention.
He says the power in his success so far has been saying yes to those retailers needing to free their own warehouses. The main audience is other businesses, but also those who want to resell what's available.
A lot of people in this industry just don't care. They don't pay attention to detail, and we really care about our customers, and we want them to grow. We want them to have 100 retail stores.
A business that started here may be something that's new to you.
Is 40 under 40 next?
That's what we're going. We're going for the next level.
But in the new retail reality, business is booming. In Belmont, Derek Dellinger, Queen.
A milestone birthday celebration next on 9 on the positive sides, the secrets to a long and happy life. A World War II veteran in Greenville is celebrating turning 100 years old this week. Woody Farrell shared a little bit about his life and how he's celebrating this milestone with 9 on your sides, Gabby Sartori.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Woody. Happy birthday to you.
Woody Farrell has spent a century on Earth. Serving in World War II at just 19 years old, his memory is as clear as the day he was in the midst of battle.
And the Japanese attacked us in what is called the Philippine Sea. And I was on a ship called a Destroyer Escort. We were sub chasers. We protected the big ships from the submarines. And we were escorting the aircraft carriers, which had all our planes on them. And they had a big battle out there, the biggest air battle ever had in the Pacific. And they call it a turkey shoot because our carrier pilots were so skilled, they knocked down over 400 Jap planes in 2 days. And I saw all that like the 4th of July.
Do you have any friends that you made? Any memories of them?
Yeah, I had a dear friend. I met him. He heard me from the sticks there in coal mining, West Virginia, and I met a guy from New York, Patch Hog, New York. We became close friends. And I remember we'd go on leave, and he'd carry his trumpet with him. He played the trumpet. And I had a wonderful wife for 44 years. We served the Lord together.
What's the biggest thing that you have seen change over time? I'm sure there's many things.
I just could never get used to this rock and roll that came along. It was a complete different sound to me.
Is there anything else you want to add?
The most important thing in life is to come to know the Lord. Psalm 118:24 says, "This is the day the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it."
In Greenville, Gabby Sartori, 9 on your side.
A very happy birthday. If you have a story idea, you can send it on over to us. We want to hear about the good things happening where you live. Just email newsdesk@WNCT.com. You can also reach out to me on social media with your story ideas. Well, it turns out dogs do not just eat homework. Next, what a couple in Pennsylvania found their dog eating. Many schools use animals to help children, but few do it like some schools in Indiana. Animals are helping students in traditional and non-traditional ways. Christian Bean reports.
Plenty of research shows therapy dogs provide comfort and reduce stress. In Mishawaka, they've just employed a therapy puppy. But you'll be shocked to learn there are other types of animals also having an impact.
Remember, where do we pet Penny?
On the head.
On the head or on her shoulders, right?
Penny is the youngest and newest learner here at LaSalle Elementary School in Mishawaka.
This is something I've wanted for a very, very long time.
The 8-month-old Doodle is social worker Michelle Anderson's dog. Anderson got permission from the school board to bring Penny in after her good friend passed away unexpectedly.
This has been kind of my year to find myself again, find my passion, and I found it. For sure.
Penny has allowed Anderson to grieve, and she's excited to use the dog to help other staff and students here at LaSalle.
It's shown in our classrooms and stuff. A lot of our children, I'll bring Penny in and the whole class will change. Want to go ahead and pet her?
While Penny is still in training and adapting, she's already making a difference. 4th grader Walker Davis comes to visit her often.
She
helps a lot. When people are in the red zone, she makes them go up to the green zone and stuff.
Lots of research shows animals can help lower anxiety and stress and increase educational achievement. That's the goal for Penny and for the animals over at Liberty Elementary School.
Okay, so these are the hissing cockroaches. They really don't do much. They don't bite or nothing. They do hiss.
This is not what you think of when you think of classroom pet or therapy animal. But the zoo here at Liberty is having its own type of impact.
We like the opportunity to offer kids different experiences.
And there are many different animals. Not only are the large cockroaches living at Liberty, the school is also home to guinea pigs, Dora and Flash, a turtle, some fish, a couple of leopard geckos, a diaper-wearing chicken named Nugget, and every now and then, Jewel, a 2-year-old Corgi Blue Heeler mix.
It expands their thinking, right? Because it gives them a different experience. And we have the capability to do that because experiences lead them down different paths.
There are a select group of students in charge of zookeeping.
What is your favorite animal?
The guinea pigs.
But leaders say every student benefits. The new experiences expand their depth of knowledge, their vocabulary, and their curiosity.
Overall, kids are very enthusiastic about it and engaged. And I just think that it offers learning experiences that they might not ever have anywhere else. And it also engages them in conversations that may not ever happen. You know, now I have kids talking to me about animals all the time.
The zoo has created new incentives at the school and new ways for staff and students to reach out and connect.
It makes me happy in my heart to see kids be able to connect to these animals in different ways because sometimes it helps them be able to articulate their feelings a little better and then also be able to connect even on a deeper level with other people.
Because no matter how old the student or how different the animal, everyone is welcome here on 2 legs, 4, or more.
Over in Ohio, take a look at this footage from police body cam. It shows 2 officers underneath a shuttle bus working to free a kitten who's trapped inside a car's engine for several hours. Employees at a nearby hotel had tried rescuing the furry friend themselves. Thank goodness they called for help because after an hour of hard work, it all paid off.
In the end, the officer, the sergeant that gets it was just happy, you know, I got you, babe. He said something like that. It was really kind of entertaining, you know. But these are feel-good things. You know, our officers deal with a lot of stress. They're exposed to a lot of difficult things. There's a lot of vicarious trauma in this job. And sometimes it's really nice when you can do something like this.
The cat is saved by 2 officers who went above and beyond their duties to make it all happen. Any dog owner knows sometimes their pets can get into things they're not supposed to. Looking at it right here, my dog always. But anyway, that's something a Pennsylvania couple found out the hard way when their dog ate $4,000 in cash right off their kitchen counter. Christian Benedivez reports.
Pup parents Clayton and Carrie Law say their 7-year-old golden doodle Cecil is normally a very good boy, except for the time he ate $4,000 in cash left on a kitchen counter meant to pay for a new fence.
It was about literally 30 minutes. The money was just strewn on the floor like half-eaten bills and the envelope was completely gone. So she's really good at researching stuff. So she's like Googling dog ate money, what do you do kind of thing.
It happened last month. The Pennsylvania couple quickly called their vet, who told them Cecil likely just needed to be monitored for a few days.
As long as he's eating and going to the bathroom normally, don't worry about it.
What was the reaction of the vet and the manager at the bank when you explained what happened?
Honestly, nobody was super shocked. I guess this happens a lot.
The bank told them they could tape together any bills with visible serial numbers and they'd replace them. The 2 knew what had to happen next if they were going to recoup their money. So you sifted through vomit and droppings.
Yes. I was like, I'm just gonna follow him and see if anything comes out for a couple days, and it did, yeah.
They recovered $3,550. Were you guys angry at all?
No, I don't think you can ever really get angry at a pet for doing this kind of thing. We were just happy he was okay.
It's hard to be mad at a face like this. After all, he too had a rough day.
Oh boy.
Christian Benavides, CBS News.
So thankful he's okay. As far as the remaining $450, they're still missing. The couple plans to send the remnants of that cash that was unable to be pieced back together to the Treasury Department. A special anniversary is coming up next on 9 on the Positive Side. One couple's secrets to a long marriage. A couple from Missouri is celebrating a huge milestone, and they celebrate 80 years of marriage. Brian Ledford has their special story.
When it comes to anniversaries, one's journey through matrimony is marked by benchmark gemstones. A decade is diamond, 30 years is pearl, and a half century is silver. But what's the jewel when the number equals the big 80?
I gave you a kiss.
Yes, ma'am. But it's okay to demand a little extra sugar combined with a whole lot of frosting for a ruby jubilee. As the Kowalczyks, each over a century in age, celebrated their lifelong partnership that was made official 80 years ago.
It will be forever.
For 103-year-old Andrew, you can call him Andy, and 102-year-old Bertha, that's Bunny please, a random draw at a collegiate dance in 1943 broke the ice.
They were both going to University of New Hampshire, and there was a dance in the dorm. And the way they got couples to dance is you had a lottery and you picked a number. Well, both my mother and father picked number 23, and so that's how they ended up together.
1 month later, Andy got the courage to ask his future flame to a military ball. She had no idea he was in the ROTC.
He comes walking up the path to pick me up, and lo and behold, there he was in uniform.
Call it love at second sight, which inevitably became I do on New Year's Day 1944. Fast forward 8 decades later, and the Kowalczyks are surrounded by family and friends at their residence at Cape Avalon Lakeside Retirement Living to mark the special day.
It's beautiful, and they're very much in love. If you ask anyone who works here or anyone who lives here, everyone would tell you that they always want to be together.
The World War II veteran and his spouse's ever-growing family tree contains 6 children, 16 grandchildren, and 15 great-grandchildren. Their sage advice for success?
My father always says the key is marry a good woman. They always were honest with each other. I can remember all the time that anything ever happened, they will always tell the truth. And integrity was a very big part of all of us growing up.
Well, we trusted each other, and we were kept busy, and give me a kiss.
And that little lovin' goes a mighty long way.
Go get a room.
In Valley Park, Brian Ledford, Fox 2 News.
Thanks for joining us for 9 on the Positive Side. We're leaving you with a polar plunge. 2, 3, go! Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you next time.